Honest Lifestyle Influencer here, and today we are going to install seat covers from EV Base in the Tesla Model Y Juniper 2026. Let's go ahead and unbox them. Let's see what's in there, and then we're going to go ahead straight to the installation and get through this as fast as possible. The first thing I noticed about this, which I was really impressed about, when I lifted this box, this can't be seat covers because it's too heavy. The reason it's heavy is because these are real seat covers. Seat cover number one. Let's go ahead and get them all out, and then we'll determine where everything goes. So there's some accessories and things you need to clip on to make sure everything's nice and tight. Things like this are for the rear seat. So this is for all seats in the car. This is every seat is going to be covered when this is done. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, before I put any of the covers on, I actually just wanna, in a very slightly damp, I'm just wiping down everything because I don't want anything under the seat covers pushing against the seat, rubbing against the seat in any way, or having any dirt or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the front console cover, use these elastic bands, and it just slides right in. It's just really nice because you don't wear down your original console, and it maintains the value of the car. You can't lose in this scenario. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I went through all the different parts and pieces and had to determine what was what, but the front seat covers have a full headpiece here because the headrests in the front seats do not go up and down, and this just goes right over the top. Very straightforward. Just to pull this through, keep in mind there's various straps that are on this that you're going to need to be able to access after you put this on. You may need to just adjust it a little bit, but notice there's straps here, and then there's strap on the bottom that we're going to pull through. The way that these come from the factory is you've got to undo these straps because these are going to go underneath the seat to really hold it down. And basically it's going to go like this. We're going to take these straps, we're going to just push them through the back. We're going to need to get to these. I don't need to push them all the way through. I just need to make sure they're accessible. This just slides on. This is completely on. You could go this far and be happy with that, which looks absolutely stunning. Well, let's go ahead and get to the back. There's two clips underneath your seat. When you unclip them, they go forward and they're very difficult to get to. Easier to do with two people if you can. There's actually wires and other things down here, so just be very careful when you're navigating that you don't pull on anything inadvertently. So what we're gonna do is run this through to these straps through the front, and then we're gonna tie them off. I pulled that strap through the front, and we're just putting these clips through. I'm pretty cautious about how I do these types of things because I don't want to strain anything. I'm just giving a moderate pull, so it's just tight enough so it's holding this on really nicely. Now we're just securing the clips back on that we took off in an earlier part of the video. Next thing we're doing, guys, is we're running the two straps across the back. As you can see, those just snap in together, and that just holds the main body of the seat on. This doesn't interfere at all with that, and it just runs across the back to keep it simple. There are other seat designs that go over the whole seat and have their own system, but this is actually a much easier install, and this is fully accessible just as it was, so it's no problem at all. Okay, guys, so we have the first seat in. It looks pretty awesome. You guys can see that. And these, by the way, are really, really nice. So under here, this is what it looks like, honestly. That's what I was telling you. There's a whole bunch of wires and parts, and you just don't want to interfere with those. So we're moving on to the back, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this first strip, and this just goes on it Velcros right on over that back section, and I believe this is the correct sequence. We're gonna find out in a moment once we go to put everything else on, but I think we're fine. One thing you guys are gonna need to do if you're in the 2026 Tesla Model Y Juniper, there is a little clip, a little hole right here that in order to get these covers off of the seat tops, you actually have to apply pressure here and there simultaneously. And you want to be really gentle because you obviously don't want to damage anything, but you'll feel that pin press and that just comes right out. We're going to go ahead and put the back seat cover on, and again, these just slide right over the top. Same thing as before. You want to make sure you just wipe down the seat. And by the way, when you take out the headrest, just a tip, there is lubricant on the metal, so if you have white interior already, or just don't want to get any lubricant on the car, just be aware that it's on those metal posts. This process is going to be pretty simple. Once that's on, you just go ahead and zip that down. And then you can see, guys, that's on, so everything's lined up. And then we're gonna show you this bottom part right here is gonna get tucked through the bottom, and it's gonna Velcro to the back. In the trunk, what you're gonna wanna do now, we need to pull this board up just enough so that you can get these seats put in. It's a little tricky, guys, to get this through, but there's a cable that runs in there, and I just want to make sure that second strap is not over the cable. So once you have both of those straps through, this Velcro, it's just really straightforward, just goes straight over the top of those two pieces, and that's it. So guys, that's what that looks like. So the headrest is back in, super simple. We're just gonna go ahead and put the topper on it. It's a little tight, guys, on this one. There's one trick to this that we found on these headrests is getting one side over first and then getting the second side on. That looks really good. Protect your Tesla. So we just wanted to do a test to make sure everything went down, and it goes down exactly perfect, or no issues. Zipper's fine, everything's nice and flush. This is just so nice because it really, really protects your seats. Even if you have cargo in the back and you're pushing up against the seats, it completely protects it, which is really nice. On the passenger side rear seat, it's a little bit different than the one we just did because there is a seat belt here that's a little different than the other one. There's a connecting post that goes through. But the general Velcro and the setup and the headrest holes and all that are exactly the same. And there's a zipper that's on the back. We went ahead and just put this right back in. But we're gonna go ahead and tuck these through now. And you might have to adjust the seat a little bit. So getting the straps underneath the bottom can be a little challenging. There are some cables that run under the seats. I highly recommend not going over the cables, going under them, not to put any extra tension on anything that could compromise any of the cable or wiring. So that second seat is on now. That is looking really good. The stitching on these is towards the front of the car, so that's the direction that you want to put these on. You got one side over, and then getting the other side is much easier once you have that first side over. There we go. And then you just take the Velcro and you tuck it up underneath, and it just sets on this other piece of Velcro in here. So we're gonna do the center one now, and this one's actually really easy. It just goes right over the top. It's just Velcro, which is really nice. This also means it's really easy to undo if you ever want to take it off for any reason. Looking good, almost there. So we're gonna put the console cover on now in the back center. We're gonna do the back seat bottoms last. So we have it all the way on. We got everything through. This is how it looks when it's all together. And you basically close it up like that. One thing you have to do, it's very important that you just be careful. But the Tesla Model Y Juniper 2026, putting your fingers in between these two, in between the back seats and lifting up gently, it will disengage and disconnect the seat so that you can actually put the straps through the bottom. So we have the seats lifted. Remember in that earlier part I showed you, just gently lift this. If you have any questions or any concerns, contact the Tesla dealer just to make sure you don't feel like you're doing anything bad to your car if you're really concerned about it. We're gonna go ahead now and run these straps through the back and through the bottom and then out through the front. We're going to do the same thing that we did in the front seats of running them under and tying them off. See that, guys? We're on the back now. We're just pulling the straps up through the back. Now we're going to push them under the seat up through the front. When you're putting these straps through, you might have to really finagle the seats a bit and play with them to get the strap through. And that includes moving the seat back and forth a little bit and just making room for your hand. When you're working on the back seat, move the front seats all the way forward. Having all the spaces here is going to make it really a lot easier. We got everything in. It's definitely a little bit of work because you've got to really get down under the seat, you know, once you get the seat up and everything and get those cables through. And you can connect these in various ways with the tools that they provide and the clips that they provide. But as you can see, this changes the entire interior of the car. It looks really good. And one thing I want to point out though, just when you do install the back seats, make sure your seat belts are fully accessible, because if this hole and on the other side here are not accessible, you're going to be frustrated trying to readjust them and things like that. So just make sure to look out for that. And let me show you the front. As you guys can see, look how nice those look. And then we'll get a full shot once all the seats and everything's back in position. Really, really a great way to maintain and add some beauty to your seats, high quality material. And one thing I look for when I buy these kind of things is that they actually have no strong odor to them, which is really great, because a lot of times you never know the product you get is going to have some kind of really strong smell that's going to make your throat sore. Another plus point. Another thing that's really cool about this, they designed these so that they have vents integrated into them. So if you have the heated seats, the air ventilated seats like this specific 2026 Model Y Juniper, you are going to reap all the benefits of it and it won't block the airflow. Let me just show you guys how awesome that is looking. Thanks for watching my video. I have some links, coupon codes, and a lot of information below, and some additional bonus links for things related to Tesla that might interest you, so check them out. If you do decide you want to purchase these seats, use that coupon code and you will get a discount. Just check the links below and check them out, see if they interest you. Thanks for watching.